Hi, and welcome to The Social Angle, a podcast that helps promo pros gain an edge in the social media realm. I'm digital content director Vinny Driscoll, and on this episode, I am joined by Andy Hudson and Kevin Hagan of Incentive Concepts to discuss their long running YouTube live stream show called Incentive Concepts Live. What are the benefits of having a social media show, and what are some of the challenges? We're about to find out. Andy, Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Glad to
Glad
be
to be
here.
here.
And you
That's
guys are located in where?
Well, let's see. Okay, I'll take this at first because we're based in St. Louis. We love the St. Louis Blues and the Cardinals, right, Kevin? But Kevin is based elsewhere, so we kind of riff on each other on that. But we're based here in St. Louis. Kev?
yeah. I'm based out of Chicago. Just for my position here in the company, it's great for me to be where I can jump on a plane and get anywhere. So much easier than St. Louis. And I am not a Blues fan. Thank you, Andy.
Are you a Blackhawks fan?
Yes, I am.
Are
Yeah,
you excited about Bedard?
I am. Who
Mhm.
couldn't be? I mean, that's an
Yeah, you
incredible play.
guys. I mean, look, you go from one franchise player to another. Kane leaves and Bedard comes in. You guys, you guys got it made. So,
It'll be interesting.
so gentlemen, welcome to the show. Before we get into the topic, which is a really good one, we're going to talk about your live stream show that you've had for almost, I think it's 3 years now, called Incentive Concepts Live. But before we get into it, can you guys tell us a little bit more about yourselves? How long you've been in the promo industry? Let's start with you, Andy.
Sure. I'm a relative newcomer to the industry, about 7 years, going on 7 years with Incentive Concepts, this crazy industry. But I have a background in marketing. I also have a background in event planning, and I'm the director of marketing here at Incentive Concepts. So I just make sure that everything that Kevin wants to look good looks good.
Kevin.
Yeah, so the company's been around for 37 years, and I've been with Incentive Concepts for 15. My position with them is vice president of sales for the company, and I've been in the industry a little over 30 years. So I've got some history and background, and I already see we're making friends by talking about the Chicago Blackhawks and some of the comments here already.
Yeah, I'm a Rangers fan, so I'm from the northern New Jersey area. I grew up big time Rangers fan. I'm hopeful that this might be the year. I saw them in '94 win the cup, but
Yeah.
it's been a long drought since then. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about your show. So you've been running this show, like I said, probably 3 years now, called Incentive Concepts Live. It's on YouTube. Can you tell us a little bit more about the show and how it came to be and the goals you were looking to achieve with it?
Yeah. So, well, we all remember March of 2020 or
Oh yeah.
maybe February. And, on just some random weekday, I think it was a Tuesday or maybe a Wednesday, they came in and said, everybody needs to work from home. So, like, we're figuring out where to put our laptops at the dining room table or basement or whatever. And I'm like, how are we going to connect with customers if we can't go to trade shows? We can't do sales calls. We can't actually shake hands and meet people. So I had kind of been dabbling with this idea of doing something live, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect time to do it. So live from the Incentive Concepts Live World Headquarters, which was also my basement for about the first year, or I don't know, longer than that. And we took it from there. The first one was kind of funny because I knew a guy through hockey actually because I'm into
Mhm.
hockey, and he's also a brand partner of ours. And I said, hey, you want to go live next week, and we'll just figure it out. And we did.
That's awesome. So you guys, so this was a way for you to kind of stay in touch with your customer base, correct?
Yeah, customer base, sales reps, brand partners, definitely. And Kevin can kind of elaborate on that, I'm sure. But just an opportunity to kind of put a little personality behind what we do,
Hmm.
and be kind of conversational, engage with people, ask them questions, answer their questions, and have some fun. I mean, you
Right.
know, we're all sitting in our basements, we're all in masks, we're all wiping off groceries every time we went to the grocery store. I think we were all going a little bit stir crazy in the house. I know I was, and it was just a way to kind of almost take a break from your day. And like, we want to give people permission to like tune out from their normal work flow for 30 minutes and just have some fun with us. But I think Kevin probably could address the part with the brand partners better than I could.
Excuse me. Yeah, it definitely made a difference. I mean, it was something that was a way to relax and a way to kind of take your mind off of stuff, but yet be informed. And, our brand partners certainly appreciated that, the opportunity to get on and talk about it from their position and, what was going on. There was a lot of inventory issues at those times. There was a lot of information that was being shared that wasn't being shared that way before. And I think it was just a great opportunity to make a change as everybody's doing these Zoom calls now. And, that's part of our daily routine now, but it wasn't then. And I think it was just something special, different, and it separated us from our competition.
I love it. I remember March of 2020 very, very well, and I think we all will never forget, that time in our lives. And it really put a big emphasis on the virtual. Like, Zoom became the big thing, but also social
Mhm.
media. A lot of people in this industry, not only this industry, other industries, they kept in contact with their customers through social media because it was one of the easiest ways to stay in touch. Whether or not you're doing live streams or you're connecting through direct messages, social media was really, I mean, it was right there. It was a huge tool for everyone to use. Now, you guys started to use, doing these live streams. Was there any hesitancy to do this? Were you nervous doing this? Did it come natural? What was the reaction, when you said, "I'm going to go live"?
I was petrified. I think I mean, I think one of the first episodes I had my script up on screen that
Oh
people could
yeah.
see, and I'm like, oh geez, they can see that I actually prepared for this, and hopefully I didn't say anything bad up there, like, don't talk about Kevin in this spot. But I mean, I was nervous, and we've had bumps along the way. I think we're 83, 84 episodes into it now, and
Okay.
we've had people that have crashed the party on the wrong
Hmm.
link and come in. We've had dogs run across the screen.
Oh yeah.
We've had internet fall off and have
Hmm.
to just scramble and figure it all. But you know what? Everybody was facing the same thing. And so it's like, hey, we're all in this together, honestly, and we're in this crazy world of internet. But when it comes to social media, we push it out across a lot of different channels. We use YouTube as our main channel. The reason that I kind of really like the YouTube is, let's face it, some people that are in the younger industry, Facebook isn't a thing for them anymore.
Sure. Sure.
And YouTube is a little more familiar. It's open to more people. It gives us a great opportunity to engage with people through the chats, and we can embed it easily on our website. So technically, it works great. We do push it out there on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter as well, but YouTube's our number one channel for it.
So you stream live exclusively on YouTube, and then you push it out to your other channels, correct?
Yeah, we actually stream it multi-channel. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
we stream it directly on like a LinkedIn event and also on Facebook and Twitter too. So there's software out there like the one you're using.
Sure.
We happen to use something called Restream that allows us to push it off out across multiple platforms.
So that first time that you did it, and I love to talk about people doing live streams because I feel like there's so many people in this industry who want to do it, but they're apprehensive. Now, that first live stream, did you get a lot of engagement? Like, what was your feeling afterwards? Did you feel like this was a success, or did you feel like, oh my god, I didn't want to, we're never going to do this again?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a success because I mean we kind of promoted it internally and with our sales reps across the country, and we got a lot of people watching kind of on our internal team, and I think they recognized the value in it right away. I don't want to speak for Kevin, but it seemed to really resonate. And as we just kept going with this series, we just try new things. I mean, that's my biggest piece of advice is just try something. And if it fails, don't do it again. If it's successful, keep it up. So,
Right. Right.
um, but I mean, Kevin, I don't know what you thought about it just from your perspective, as far as like bringing in the sales reps, bringing in our IC team, and then them sharing it out with their, networks.
Yeah, obviously the first one, even the first few, I would say, I personally looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm a little disappointed in our views and in
Sure.
who's there. And it's like, I thought more people would be on this thing. I thought it would be more exciting. And then as the months go by, people were watching it on YouTube or on other areas, and we would push it out to other factories and they would push it to their friends, and it just kind of kept going and going and spidering. And it's like, wow, it doesn't need to be immediate that people are looking or watching this. It's on the YouTube, it's on some history, and people can go back and review certain ones
Right.
or look at specific brands if they're interested in them. And I think it's just that now it's not only great to have a live that is exciting and fun and people are viewing them, and there's certain people that are always attending and our attendance is higher every day and every week, but then also people go back and look at things and it's a history, it's a good sales pitch, it's
Hmm.
a good tool to go back and use, and it really becomes a marketing tool after the the actual
Sure.
live itself.
And that's great to hear, because I feel like a lot of people get frustrated when they first do a live stream and they're expecting 50 people watching.
Yeah.
They're expecting all of a sudden they're going to get sales, and it doesn't happen, and they get frustrated and they stop doing it. And I preach consistency. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Eventually, people are going to notice it. If you're creating good content in social media and you're saving it, you have archival content for yourself. And I think that's what you guys started off. You started off small. I watched some of your earlier videos, and then I caught wind of what you guys were doing a couple weeks ago when you did the tailgate live,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, these guys are doing some really cool stuff on social media. So your shows now, after 3 years, they're really well thought out, and they've got a lot of technology. You've got intros, you've got countdowns, you've got different camera angles. How much work goes into producing an episode of your show, and who is behind the scenes doing the technical work? Is it you guys, or do you have somebody else doing that?
Well, so I guess I'm the lucky one that spearheads all of it. And at first, it was just myself doing everything. But as we've grown, we do have a person on our team. Her name is Katie. She's our producer, and she's behind the scenes. She doesn't like to be on camera. So I've asked her over and over again to come on the episode. She said, no, thanks, no, thanks, no, thanks. But she does a lot behind the scenes with kind of just managing the actual process of going live, and then all of the comments that come in that we feature on screen. We can play videos as part of the live
Right.
stream. We can bring in comments that are being made on our channels. We can pull them onto the screen and kind of highlight those. We have a pretty robust kind of RSVP process beforehand, where we ask people to make a comment that we're going to feature online. Before we went live, you and I were talking about how we incentivize. I mean, we're in the incentive business.
Sure.
We like to give people stuff during our episodes. Who doesn't like to win a free?
Right.
And the brands and the products that we represent are premium. They're nice. It's not like we're giving away a pen or a sticker or who knows what. Our latest episode, we're giving away some amazing percussion massage devices from Hyperice, and that lends itself to the partnership with the brands too. And the brands see, hey, these guys aren't just talking about what they do. They're talking about our brand and how our brand fits into the industry.
Sure.
And it gives them good brand recognition as well. So that's been pretty successful. Kevin, I don't know if you want to expand on that or.
Yeah, no, that's a great summary. I mean, it certainly is. It's amazing when you look back at some of the ones we initially did, and I think I was probably the first one to tell you, Andy, stop sending me a script. I don't want to look at anything. Just ask me and I'll answer it. It's more fun. It's more, there's more banter. I'm more natural. I don't feel like I'm stiff and reading something, and I don't operate that way. But it took me a while to figure that out. And as a co-host to many of these, Andy just does a terrific job. And it's amazing what you look at now and you watch the final episodes we've been doing, and they're just amazing. It's funny. Brian Revolta, one of our bosses, ended the last episode with "Thank you for letting me be on your show, Andy." And it really is now. It's like a show. It's like a TV show where people are tuning in, and it's amazing the technology that Andy's found and uses internally on our own to do this. It's really pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I would say, to just offer other people that want to do it, it doesn't take a big investment
Right.
in products. I mean, you can get some inexpensive lighting. I've got inexpensive lighting here that's lighting me. You can get a decent microphone. You can see mine probably on the screen right now. You can get a gimbal, like a smartphone gimbal, that really gives a nice, smooth, production value to your videos. So it doesn't take a lot. I mean, it's not expensive stuff we're talking about. You don't have to have, hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of equipment. You've got the internet, you've got a camera, you've got a microphone. You can do it.
I agree 100%. And what I really tried to emphasize on this show, and Kevin, you mentioned this a little bit early, is you like to go into your live streams unscripted. And I tell people, look, have a general sense of what you're going to talk about, but don't don't look like you're reading, because that to me, I feel it's not genuine. It's not authentic. Just go on, live and just talk. Your business better than anyone else. Have the discussion. Act act natural. And if you're nervous about being in front of people, just pretend that you're just having a conversation with the other person. And
Right.
that's what I do. I mean, it's I've been doing this for, I guess, 5 years now. This is almost 150 episodes. I do most of them live. I've done some, obviously recorded, but to me, I feel like unscripted. Just have fun and don't worry about the ums and the uhs and the it's all part of normal
It's
conversation.
it's a life lesson too. Fake it till you
Yeah.
make it, right? You could
Right.
apply that to parenting. You can apply it
Yeah.
to like your spouse. You can apply it to work relationships. Just fake it till you figure it out, right, Kev?
But you also do need a director in there. So Andy's
Yeah.
our director. He keeps us on point. He, tees us up for the right questions, and there is some, maybe not script, but there certainly is a focus, as you said,
Mhm.
to maintain that, what you want to get across and what your point of the whole process is.
Mhm.
So there needs to be someone to hold everybody to
Sure.
task a little bit. Otherwise, it goes crazy, because I know between myself and other co-hosts, we could get off track pretty quick.
So, how often do you do this show?
So let's see. At the beginning, we started it out just once a month, and then we went to once a week for a while, didn't we, Kevin?
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Holy
were doing it
mackerel.
every Thursday for a bit.
Yeah, and now we've scaled back to once a month. And really, what we've tried to do in the last year or so is focus more on quality production, creativity, make sure the brands are really buying into the whole concept that we feature, the brands we feature, and a little more thoughtful use of our time. Um, Recently we incorporated kind of some submit a comment when you RSVP and we're going to feature it on screen. And I mean, people love to see their comments being acknowledged and
Sure,
being
sure.
featured. I mean, it's that kind of egotistical thing, but we all have it, right?
Right.
But so that's kind of a cool part of it. And then going back to what I said is like, we just have amazing brands and amazing brand partners. I mean, you got Bose, you got Hyperice, you
Mhm.
got Briggs and Riley luggage, one of the best luggage lines in the world. You got Kate Spade products. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. Broil King grills made in North America. I mean, Jason Radford from Broil King has been on several times, and
Mhm.
he just kills it every time. We got
Right.
the second episode ever was him,
I
and
watched it, yeah.
we
Hmm.
got that ASI award, the
Yes,
best
you got
use
the
of
award
promo
for that.
tools.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But like, we just text him or call him and say, Jay, we need to do something with you in May. What do you got? And he just like, we banter on it beforehand. Hey, let's do a tailgate theme. Boom. We got it. So
Yeah, we've prided ourselves in our relationships with our factories. Again, I think that helps us separate from our competition, and we're not just selling the name of the brand; we're selling the brand, and
Mhm.
we're pushing their story out to our people, which is unusual in our industry. And this has just helped us staple those relationships even further now, where we can jump on and do these and just have a blast. And
Sure.
talking about Jason Radford with Broil King, he goes out and spends $500 in food to cook on the live, IC lives in the middle of a snowstorm. One time, I think he did a show with us,
Yeah.
and it's just having those people support us. And Brendan from Hyperice was on last week, and he did a phenomenal job from his showroom there and his recovery room. So just having that relationship, and again building those partnerships, is key to our brand and key to what we do as Incentive Concepts. But it also helps them get
Sure.
some exposure with their name.
Sure. And I love that you mentioned, Andy, about the comments, getting them on. And I'm going to do one right now, because earlier we were talking about hockey, and Brett Kenton said "Boo Bedard."
yeah.
So we're going to be making Super Bowl predictions at the end of this. So if you guys
Oh,
want to get in the chat and tell me who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, we can get your comments up there. I already know who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. As a Jets fan, sadly, I'm going to say not the Jets, but I'll talk about we'll
Well,
talk about it later in this
it,
episode.
it won't be the Bears either, so we're in
It
good
won't be the
hands.
dang
Bears.
it, Kevin. Kevin, I was just going to make a joke about that. You took it away.
All right. So I think you touched upon this earlier, Andy, about how you get engagement, you incentivize. but do you also market the show? Do you, when you have an upcoming show that you're okay, we've got one that's planned for October, whatever. Do you market it? Do you get it out there? Do you email blast? How do you get the word out?
Yeah, we keep track of people that RSVP for it, and we've got a couple thousand that have done it over the maybe 3 or 4 thousand that have done it over the life of the series, and so we send them an invite, once or twice before coming up, ask them to RSVP, ask them to share it. We make it as easy as possible for them to join. So like even just a link, add to your calendar, and then they can pop it on their calendar. We ask our sales reps to invite their key customers. We ask our teammates here to tune in and invite friends, family, whatever. We just want to get as many people watching as we can.
Sure.
Who knows when you'll get the right person watching. And back to what Kevin was saying was like this brand partnership. I mean, some brands that are out there that are interested in getting into this industry through premiums and incentives, they've actually watched the episode and said, "Man, I love what you're doing. Tell me more." And I can't say that it's a direct reason that they've joined us as our portfolio, but it just, it's that stuff about just getting the word out on awesome products and awesome brands. So, but yeah, we have a very robust kind of pre-event promotion. We'll do some social media leading up to it, and then a robust kind of RSVP process, add to your calendar, email sequences. So it's a pretty, I mean, and it's grown over the years too. It used to just be, hey, tune in, and now it's kind of a pretty boilerplate type thing that we just do template every kind of a month, repeat it.
Yeah, that's great. I always say, if you're going to go live and you just want to test the waters, obviously you could just go live and not promote it. But if you've got a show like you've got that you've invested a lot of time and effort, it's 3 years old, certainly promote away. You guys have an audience. Get it out there, market it as much as you can. And what I always say is promote it on social media. I promote this show, on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn. We try to get it out there as much as possible for enough people to say, "Hey, look, I'm going to tune in and watch it." They don't always do. We have the Facebook event. They click that they're going and they don't show up, but that's okay. Getting the word out there is important. And I always try to preach consistency. If you want to be known for your live streams, be consistent. If you do it once a month, stick with that schedule. Once a week. I know it's hard to do. Like sometimes I can't get a guest for a couple weeks, but that's okay. Keep trying. The same time during the day, I try to go live between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern. I try to do them, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So consistency is key, and trying to get the word out and promoting, which you guys seem to do very well. So let me ask you about the impact. I know it's hard to really gauge what an online social media show can do for your brand, but do you guys have any stats on how this has impacted the Incentive Concepts brand?
Well, stats wise, I mean, we have a very robust database that we use for our CRM here. We use HubSpot. I don't think that needs to be a secret, to kind of just manage all of our contacts and e-blasts and all of that. So we can actually measure who all is watching, and the number of impressions, the number of clicks that we gain from that. So we use that information. If we get a particularly high episode, let's keep doing what we did in that one. If we have an episode that's more of a dud, let's not do that one again. But I think Kevin can speak more to the kind of nuances of how it really rolls into the relationship side of it.
But yeah, I mean, it it helps us obviously keep everybody in tune on what's happening. So not only we really, from my perspective as a sales guy, I want this to be targeted to my customers. I want customers to learn about our products. I want customers to get more information. I want customers to be interested and spur a call back to us and say, "Hey, talk to me about this a little more, and what other options are there, and can it be decorated, and all those other things." And we do see that. We do see some of that happening directly from the sites, or from the IC Lives. And sometimes even during the IC Lives, in the comments, it'll be, "Hey, can you get a hold of me and explain this to me better?" Or, "Send me decorated pricing." So we'll see those comments coming up and popping up. So there's no doubt, to me, it makes a huge difference. And it definitely, from the other side, when you look at, our weekly and consistent followers they happen to be a lot of our salespeople, but they're learning more and they're getting bigger and better information, current information from the factories to go right out and tell their customers. So even if they don't send that video or send that link to a customer, they've got the knowledge that they just heard during that process, and
Sure.
they're bringing that out to their customer to make those sales. And
Right.
that's what's going to drive us, is continually getting new customers, continuing getting additional sales and volume.
Yeah, and I think that's hard to track on social media. And people have
Yeah.
asked me, how do you track social media to a sale? It's very, very difficult. But what I can say is that when you do something like a live stream consistently, you have a show like you guys have, you're going to stay top of mind to people who are on social media. The people who are following, you on social media, they scroll through their feed, they see ads, they see all kinds of stuff that is noise. But when they see it a live stream, like, their tendency is to stop in their tracks, even for a second. It's like, oh, there's Andy and Kevin. The next time that they need something, you may be top of mind. It's like, oh yeah, I just saw those guys on social media. That's why I preach live streams, because they're so authentic, and people are going to remember them, even if subconsciously maybe they don't realize it. They're going to make an impression. And I think that's the most important part about live streams and social media in general, is if you're trying to do things that are new and creative and fun, you're going to stand out from your competitors, and which is what you guys are doing. So let's talk about football. The show that I noticed you guys was a couple weeks ago. You were doing a tailgate episode, and you guys, I listened to the show, I watched it, and obviously all of you guys are big football fans. So tell me some cool products for the tailgating season this fall, and then we're going to talk about Super Bowl. I just want to hear, because I saw something called foaling, which I never heard about. So tell me a little bit more about some of these products.
There's a ton of tailgate products that we can offer, but foaling is pretty new in the industry. It's a very unique game. It combines bowling and football. So you set up two separate areas similar to bags or cornhole, whichever you want to call that. And you have a football with bowling pins that are set up on a platform, and you throw those against your team. You throw those to first one to knock all of them down wins. Or if you take the red pin out first, that's an automatic win. So it's a really unique game. It's coming up in the world. There are bowling alleys that are being built and made. So
wow.
Some of the old bowling alleys that went out of business during the pandemic became a bowling alley. So you can go out and play bowling, and it's kind of like pickleball. And there's now chicken and pickle and all this other stuff that's going on with pickleball. But there's so many. Going back to the tailgating, my tailgate consists of a Bose S1 speaker, which is a huge Bluetooth speaker that blows anybody next to me away, and they listen to my music because I overtake it. It certainly would consist of either a Boral King grill or a griddle on top of that, a Lodge skillet to cook my stuff in, and all this is really portable. And then obviously some cornhole games or washer games, and just stuff to keep you active and have some fun. And we have all of those things available, and then some. It's beyond that. Obviously with football kicking off, this was a great idea that Andy came up with to support all those things and show all the things that we had and can do for tailgates. Easy in and easy out. Coolers, and we've got the retro coolers to hold your drinks in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, so check out Incentive Concepts YouTube channel. Under the live button, you have all your archives there. And that episode was only a couple weeks ago. It was really great. It opened my eyes to some obviously new products called, especially foaling, which I had never heard of until I saw that episode. But you guys also showcased a lot of really cool tailgating stuff. A lot of there were some grills, there were coolers, but there was a sense of football, and it just made me want to watch, because I'm so excited about I was excited for the football season until 4 plays into the Jets game, and the Jets lost Aaron Rodgers, and now we're back with Zach Wilson. So let's talk about Super Bowl predictions. What is your thought on this season? I'll start with you, Andy. Who is going to raise that trophy?
It's Kansas City Chiefs. No, I mean, listen. You got the best quarterback. You got Mike Reed on State Farm commercials doing a great thing. And then the clincher is Kelsey is now dating Taylor Swift.
Well,
I mean, I guarantee it. You're going to have him holding the Lombardi Trophy with Tay-Tay right next to him. Mark it down, Kansas City Chiefs.
Didn't you see the movie The Natural with Robert Redford when he started dating Memo, and he all of a sudden he started to slide. He got
Goes
terrible.
the wrong
That's
way.
what's going to happen to Travis Kelce here. He's gonna slide.
You just
All right.
watch. You watch.
All right,
Plus,
Kevin.
he's still got his knee injury, so that's going to come back to haunt him. Brett, I know you didn't like the Bedard comment, but I'm totally with you on what your statement is there. I think Bills and 49ers, and Bills will get their first title. I love that prediction. It's exactly what I had. I think the 49ers are on fire. Miami, they may have a shot into this whole thing, but eventually that's all going to blow up. I don't think that's a long-term. Bills have been great. They've been a struggle in the playoffs. They can't seem sometimes to get their defense and their offense together when it comes to a playoff game. I think that's going to change this year. I think Bills take the title.
So Kev, you want to just make a little friendly wager right now?
I got a couple $100 on it, sure.
Oh, I didn't mean a couple hundred. Jeez, okay.
Just checking how serious you were about this.
Okay.
Now I can't believe I'm going to say this though. I'm also I thought about this last night. Bills. That's who I have as well. I feel like even though the Jets beat them week 1, I felt like that was a fluke. The Bills, I mean, Allen played terribly, but that team is really good. They got a really good defense. They got a great offense, and I think they're going to put it together this year. And I think they're going to get past the Chiefs, and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they don't have Taylor Swift. Come on,
they don't have Taylor Swift.
They don't want Taylor Swift. They're focused on football, dude.
Okay.
All right, guys, I have one last question. What advice would you give any business looking to do a live stream show, but they've been apprehensive to do so? I'll start with you, Andy.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it already. I mean, just jump in, dive in, do it, have fun, make it as lively and conversational as you can. Plan ahead a little bit, but not too much, and just give it a try and see what happens from it. Don't be, go in with moderate expectations.
Sure.
And then use the content in the future to help, build your marketing efforts. I mean, one thing that we've done is we put together like highlight reels of the entire 30-minute episode, and we condense it down into a 1-minute kind of sizzle reel.
Mm-hmm.
And, people don't have attention spans to maybe tune in for 30 minutes, but they might for 30 seconds or a minute. So, just do it. Have fun with it.
Absolutely. Kevin?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, take a risk, and it's not that big of an expense. If you have to pick up some equipment, that's still not that huge of an expense to a company. So take a shot at it and use it to your advantage. Again, there's times that customers will tell me they want white papers and they want success stories, and it's like, how about you take a little snippet of this video and take a peek at what we're doing here and use that to your advantage. Use that with your customers. We're talking to a lot of distributors at times that don't know how to explain this product and the process and the advantages of having these products available to them, to their customers. And that really helps do that a little further as well, beyond just, me getting on with them and saying, oh, it's a great product. Take a look at this and see how this is working. This is the actual guy from the factory talking about the durability of the product, how to use it, what it looks like. And just, it makes a big difference. And it's that third level of degree of, explanation of products that puts people over the edge and gets them interested.
Well said, gentlemen. I agree. I think that you just have to do it. Plan it out first. I always say, have an idea what you're going to talk about. If it's sustainable, keep it going over weeks or months, and just have fun with it. And if you make a mistake and something you don't like it, you could always delete it. And that's the beauty of social media. Just delete it. And I made a mistake. I'm going to start over. Delete it. Start again. And that's just. Or keep those mistakes in. I always say, I spilled water on myself one time during a live stream. It was all over my pants, and I was like, I just kept going. I was like, those things happen. What are you going to do? And just have fun with it. But this has been a great conversation, gentlemen. I really appreciate your time today. I know, everyone's busy, heading into fourth quarter, and I just, really, want to thank you for taking a few minutes of your day today. How could people reach you if they wanted to? Let's start with you, Andy.
Yeah, incentiveconcepts.com, /live or /live, incentiveconcepts.com/live is where we go for our live episodes. But check out our website. We've got lots of cool content on there. We actually blog every week as well. So we have a blog section that kind of highlights what's new. And you can also, reach out to us by phone, 800-923. What the heck is the phone number, Kevin?
I'll give you my number. I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I'll look it up real quick. But no, we'd love to hear from you. Holiday gifting is huge right now. 888-862-9283.
There you go.
888-862-9283. Holiday gifting is huge right now. People are working on that and making sure they recognize our employees. Perfect opportunity. We've got some awesome products for you.
And you, Kevin?
Yeah, I can be reached through a lot of different directions. You can look it up on the website and just contact me directly from there at khagan@incentiveconcepts.com. So pretty simple stuff, but reach out to our corporate office at the 800 number that Andy just went over, or reach through the website for us. Love to talk to anybody who's got any interest in brand products, and we can help you out with that and move forward. As Andy said, we're coming into the fourth quarter quickly. I know sometimes we're always behind the 8 ball, but we have really been looking at stocking up on some of our best-selling products for the fourth quarter. So we're ready to go and ready to help anybody who lets us know.
And check out Incentive Concepts social media game. Go to their website, click on YouTube, check out their live streams, and watch the evolution of Incentive Concepts Live from just a very simple setup to what you guys have now, and just take a great lesson from what they've done. They've been able to make it work over 3 years. It's a marathon. It's not, or it's a sprint. It's how's that go? It's a sprint. It's not a marathon.
It's a marathon.
It's not a sprint. Yeah.
The
be
tortoise and the hare. The tortoise and the
yeah.
hare.
Yeah. Be the tortoise. But guys, again, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
For Kevin and Andy, I'm Vinny. We'll see you next time on The Social Angle.
Hey.